how dangerous is it really in Nigeria? Hi, my name is Oyin and welcome to a new episode of Ijapa and Fairy Tales, my journey in Nigeria and in the Afrobeats music industry. Since Afrobeats is becoming mainstream at the moment, a lot of people are interested in the country of its origin, which is considered as mainly being Nigeria. So a lot of people consider to visit this country, especially for concerts, shows, to find out more about the way of living here, the music and the culture. But a lot of people are also scared and they are like, this is a third world country and we're seeing horrible things on the media that are happening in Nigeria. So I want to give you some insights about how dangerous is it really in Nigeria. So first of all, what you have to understand that Nigeria is a very big country. It has more than double the population of a country like Germany. It is a big area, the land that it covers. When Nigeria was founded, it was kind of a forced marriage, like certain territories, certain land was just taken together, and it didn't matter to the people that did that, the colonial masters, what kind of tribes or people were living in that country together. And today what we see in Nigeria is actually a country that consists of different areas that are very different from each other, also when it comes to moving in these areas and security. So first of all, there's the north of Nigeria. That is in particular the region that we often see on TV, in the international news also, because that is the region where usually the kidnappings happen that we see. So what is happening there? There are a lot of tribal wars happening in the north. What makes it even more difficult is that also groups like Boko Haram are very much presented in that area. So even though it's a very impressive and cultural rich area, me for myself as a Nigerian, but also because I'm a white person, I would not necessarily at the moment visit the north. I'm having a lot of invitations to perform there, to work there, but considering the pros and cons, the money for me that people are offering me to go there and to risk my security, for me is not worth it. What part of Nigeria does that still cover? We have a big city there, Abuja. That is a beautiful city. A lot of people go there for work. Work there is more in the northern part of Nigeria still. So I would say that Abuja, if you stay in Abuja, is still safe. If you move around Abuja, I would be careful already and I wouldn't travel by road. Why am I saying this? Because I have a lot of people that work in Nigeria and some of these people have experienced kidnapping recently. So I would not recommend to anybody at the moment to take road. But inside of Abuja, it is very safe. Also because this is one of the more wealthy cities in Nigeria and people have high security standards there. So even if you consider making tourism in Nigeria and you want to go to Abuja, this is something that you can definitely do, but I would not recommend to leave the core of Abuja and to go too far outside to rural areas or even to take the road a little bit more outside Abuja. I would not recommend it. Then we have the east of Nigeria. That is another different story that is considered as mainly Igboland, because that is one of the main tribes in Nigeria that we have here, and a lot of people are from the east, also people that are now living here in Lagos to do business or they have moved here. They are originally from the east. And there are a lot of political fights going on in this area. Not too much kidnapping, I would say, but that is also depending on the particular cities. If you want to do tourism in Nigeria and you want to go to the east, I would advise that you go with an Igbo person that is from the area, that knows the area very well, and that is going to guide you and direct you a little bit and will tell you what is okay to do and where you have to be a little bit careful. Me in particular, I have never been to the east, even though I would love to go. So for me, I would really consider my options there. I would probably not go by myself, but with a friend, probably that I've known for a while here from Lagos, that is from the area, and that can accompany me to the east. Now we're coming to Lagos, one of the melting pots, one of the hot spots, the place to be for Afrobeats in Nigeria. The reports of how many people we have by now here in Lagos, how many people live in this big city, the reports are very different. People estimate that the real population is between 10 and 20 million people. So what you first have to know about living in a city that is that big, like Lagos is, or that has such a population, is that there are so many differences depending on which area you go to, what time you go to the area, the kind of people that you maybe already know in that area. That is what I've learned here, living in Nigeria and moving in Lagos daily. So generally speaking, if you want to come for tourism to Lagos, Nigeria, one of the safest places is Lagos on the island. We divide between Lagos Island and Lagos mainland. You will come from the airport, from the mainland, and you will probably visit in a hotel that is on the island. There are different areas on the island. I would say that moving in the center on the island, that is Lekki Phase 1, that is Ikoi, Victoria Island, and if you're lucky and you have some rich friends, it's also Banana Island. I would say that it's quite safe in these areas. It is, though, a very busy area. A lot of people are working here during the daytime, even people that are coming from the mainland. And you will always make sure that you have a plan B for your movements on the island. The best thing you do is you have a driver that you arranged up front, if possible through friends that you know here in Lagos. Another option that is, for me, out of my experience, quite safe is different apps that you can use. That is Uber, that you might know from other countries already. It works here in Nigeria, so if you have the app already on your phone, you can use it here. Another one is Bolt. I don't know if that app exists in other countries. I haven't tested that yet. So out of my experience, there have been very few incidents, and I would compare that to the overall rate that I experienced in other countries, in Europe, in England even. So I would say that moving with these apps is quite safe and could be an option. So you will make sure that you install these apps on your phone so you have different alternatives for moving in Lagos and staying safe. Me personally, in the time that I've been here moving in Lagos, I've never experienced a robbery. I am also very careful, I must say, by flashing wealth in public. So I wouldn't do that here. The differences are quite high still between rich and poor, especially if you move on the island. You will have people that mainly hustle here, that work hard. And you have people that are doing business here. They wouldn't steal your purse. But I always make sure that I also, like for the movement here, have different options of having access to a little bit of money. That is a normal card, ATM card, that is a little bit of cash, and also to make like an online transfer, an app on my phone. If you decide that you really want to dive into the culture and you want to go to one of the hotspots here where you feel like this is where the real Nigeria is happening, for example, to one of the markets where a lot of people are on every day of the week, then I would advise that you do that with somebody from Lagos that knows the area very well, because these places can get kind of busy and people will be very demanding and they will try to sell to you, use the opportunity. I think it's much less stressful if you have somebody with you that can guide you a little bit and that can assist you while you try to explore these sides of Nigeria. Then there is a big difference of moving by night and moving by day, but I feel like that is, like, from my experience, the same in every big city in the world. Like, even for me, moving in Germany, as somebody that grew up in Germany, I would not move the same in Berlin, in Hamburg, even in Düsseldorf, late in the night, when nobody's in the streets, people are hardly out. The same that I would not do in Nigeria, here in Lagos. So what you should always avoid is to take long trips back home at night, moving. It doesn't matter on the island or the mainland. You should always try to have a safe option, how you get home, and figure this out. So basically, with everything that you want to do when you come to Lagos to make tourism and experience, is you should always plan a little bit ahead and try to have a plan B for you. Like, if something goes wrong, if the driver doesn't show up, how can I call a cab? Can I use an app on my phone? Can I call a person that I know that has a car that is in the area and can pick me later? If I lose my purse, if something happens, it can happen everywhere. How do I have access to small money, to cash? Or is somebody again in the area that can help me? So you will always plan a little bit ahead, and that's it. I think that Lagos is kind of safe. Like, every other big city. You can see it as every other big city regarding safety. There's actually no reason why you shouldn't come to Nigeria if you want to explore. I think the image that is shown in the media about Nigeria is mainly influenced by the kidnappings that are happening in the north, in particular, of Nigeria. They're not happening too much here in Lagos, especially not if you're moving in the city. I think that's it. Apart from that, always watch your glass when you go to a club, like the normal stuff that you would also consider moving in another big city all over the world. I hope that helped you a little bit and will make you maybe make an easier decision if you're gonna do the big step, and come to Nigeria. It's worth it, it's vibrant, it's full of life, it's a special experience, I can tell you. So yeah, come and explore by yourself, you're not gonna regret it. Bye.